I'm Miss MonMon. Welcome to my channel. I recently posted up a fabric shopping haul from Kuala Lumpur and I received quite a lot of messages and some comments on the video about how much you guys all loved it. I recently went to Bali and I had one morning where I could do a little bit of shopping, and of course I opted for fabric shopping. Now, I don't want this channel to turn into a haul channel, and even though I don't do that much shopping, the only time I really go out on a spending spree is when I travel, and it is mainly just for fabric. Now, I am absolutely aware that my last haul was an absolute excess. No one needs quite that much fabric. But I didn't go in to KL with a set plan. I got ideas as I shopped, which is probably why I bought so much. For Bali, however, I went in with a list and a plan of what I wanted. I did get a few extra things because when I saw what I could get, I instantly knew, oh, brilliant, that's for this project I have in mind, that is for that project I have in mind, and it all came together. I was in Bali in early January and I had a solo trip for just under 2 weeks, and it was utterly wonderful and kind of life-changing, which was exactly what I needed to start off my year. I did have one morning free, so of course I decided to go and do some shopping. On this morning I was in Seminyak, which has a lot of great food, wonderful nightlife, but they also have what is considered one of the best fabric stores in Bali, which is Alta Moda. So first thing in the morning, I jumped onto the back of a scooter and scooted my way to Alta Moda. I got there about 5 or 10 minutes after they opened at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it was nice and quiet and still relatively cool in the day. And Alta Moda was 3 stores of loads and loads of fabrics. I found that there were cotton fabrics throughout each floor, so I took my time going through them. But I did find it overwhelming just because there was so much packed in, not even just on the shelves, just in front of the shelves. So I found that a little bit daunting because it felt like I was going to miss something. In saying that, I kept it really limited and I was really picky with what I wanted. So this is what I got from Alta Moda. See, it's not really that bad. Let's start with my favorite. On my trip, I made friends with a lovely lady called Jo, who just, I miss her already. And I bought this fabric at her request. So Jo, this is the fabric for you. This is a plain cotton with a blue hibiscus tropical print. Somebody has a collection of vintage clothing with this fabric, but I cannot for the life of me remember who, but I loved it. So I really want to make a beautifully tropical dress because that's not something I have a lot of in my wardrobe. And I just thought this is a really nice representation of my Bali trip. Yeah, this is lovely. So I got about 4 meters of this one. With traveling, fabric is my souvenir, so I tried to get something that represents the local culture or the country that I'm in. So I got a little bit of batik. So this isn't the true batik, which is done with the wax and you can see the wax on it. This is just a print of their style, which is fair enough, exactly kind of what I wanted, to be honest. I chose the colors because they reminded me of a lot of the local temples that I went into and the colors that were around. And I was thinking a really lovely 2-piece set, maybe some long pants and a cute top would be a great way of using this fabric. And I got about 4 meters off it. It's just really pretty. The last 2 pieces that I got are shirt cottons, because I'm hoping to make some men's shirts for my partner, and I just chose a navy with the world's smallest paisley print because I just wanted him to have a little bit of paisley in his wardrobe. And then navy with a white star with tiny little green dots because I thought that was kind of cute. So let's venture into the world of men's shirts. As I was leaving Alta Moda, I was about to grab another scooter back to my hotel, and I looked across the road and there was another fabric store. The store was called Centra Moda, and I'm so glad I went in because personally, I thought this store was better than Ultra Moda. I'm sorry if you're an Ultra Moda purist, but I just found at least more for me and what I wanted in Centra Moda. I found the store more open, it was brighter, it wasn't as packed, everything was in shelves as opposed to on the floor, and I just felt a lot calmer in the store. I had a lovely local gentleman help me with all my fabric questions, and I never once felt pushed or overwhelmed, which is kind of what you want, especially if you're not used to having somebody from the store shop with you. In Centra Moda, I definitely stuck to plainer cottons because that's what I wanted. In my last KL haul, everything was so aggressively floral or vibrant or colorful that I wanted to tone it down so I can sew softer kind of garments, which is what I ended up getting. I've always loved eyelet cotton. You know, the cotton with the eyelets cut out and it's always in florals and it's always so beautiful. It just always reminds me of my Eastern European background and all the laces that my grandmother was always making. So I've always had a romanticism about eyelet cotton. And in my KO haul, I realized I wish I had bought a few more eyelet cottons, and that's what I ended up doing in this haul. I started off with this white eyelet cotton, which had a really lovely bottom trim of just cut out circles and a little bit of scalloping on the bottom. And then I enjoyed the lines of patterns. So we have tiny florals and bigger florals, and that goes all the way up to the top where the pattern repeats. This is what makes me very happy. Just plain, lovely eyelet cotton. More eyelet cotton, but this time in my favorite color at the moment, which is sage green. I've even redone my bedroom in it, which I really should have posted up last year because it's been done for a year. Right, so this one has florals and scallops, open eyelets, same bottom repeating pattern, and then wiggly rows of florals and leaf motifs. And because I wanted to make another milkmaid style dress, I got some plain matching cotton to go underneath, and I will use this as my lining, which is perfect. This is the last piece of eyelet cotton that I got. It is exactly the same as the sage green, but it's in this really sweet dusty pink. So this is also going to be a more cottagecore style dress. I want to turn this one into that iconic Maryland style dress with the gathered bust and then the beautiful flowing skirt. So that is what this is going to be. And to keep the dress modest, I of course got some matching lining cotton for underneath. Back to just normal plain cottons, I found this stunning green color. You can tell I've been really into the greens lately. So I just got 4 meters of this one, and I think I will just play around with this and see what it turns into. I did have 2 projects in mind, but it's just so pretty, I want it for something else. So this is the only one I bought on a whim just for the color. We're nearly done, I promise. Part of my 2023 goals is to challenge myself in my sewing and try materials that make me uncomfortable. So I went with some beautiful caramel coffee colored organza, and I want to turn this into hopefully a dress that I can go on a very belated Valentine's Day date with my hubby. So we'll see how we go with this one. This is the lining color I chose for the organza. It looks really, really nice when it's underneath. I know it's so piled and you can't see, but you'll just have to come back for that. This is so soft and beautiful. I can't wait to actually turn it into something. For the last set I got, Centra Moda had an amazing selection of embroidered and patterned tulle. I was about to go for the stars because I always go for the galaxy or space themed one. I mean, have you seen my wedding? But I wanted to go maybe a little bit more into the florals, so I found this tulle which had white little flowers on it and a little bit of sparkle. And then of course I got some plain cotton lining. I know it was weird that I bought a brown shade, but I just thought it looked so elegant and beautiful, and it gave me cottagecore vibes, so I know what I'm going to turn this into, and I'm really excited to get started with that. Centra Moda had such an awesome selection, and some of their embroidered shawls were just... One of them I had already bought online, and seeing it in person just makes me so much more excited to get started with some pretty fun projects. There's no way I can sew everything I want this year, but I've got the want to. So that is my Bali fabric haul. As it's not as big as the KL one, but there's definitely a lot here that I can play with, and so many projects that get me really excited. If you would like to see these fabrics up close, I have photos of all of them on my blog, and of course links to the 2 stores and their addresses, so you can go to Centra Moda and Alta Moda yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. I have loved having you here and on my channel and being a part of my vintage adventures. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as find me on any of my social media. I love sharing my day and my thoughts with all of you, as well as connecting with you and getting to know you all. It's actually one of the best parts of doing this. I will see you guys all next week with a brand new video, but until then, be kind, be true, be you, and have a beautiful week. Bye!